Welcome aboard, everyone. Thanks for joining. Sorry about the live stream issue. It's just easier sometimes than to deal with these ridiculous live stream issues that they seem to have routinely on YouTube. So here's a short video. I wanted to walk you through the COVID-19 Economic Injury Disaster Loan application. Now, when we consider a few things here, as a consultant, as a business owner, whether you have 0 employees or 100, whatever it is, this opportunity is open to you. I encourage you to take advantage of it and see where it goes. Now, this is for U.S.-based citizens, of course, and businesses, that is. Now, with the issues going on with travel, the amount of havoc this is going to cost people is going to be beyond scope, especially if you're in professional services, you're in training, and you have to go deliver a class somewhere, or go set up a switch, or set up, some kind of network equipment, and you're a contractor, 1099, corp to corp, whatever. This is income you're losing. And this is going to likely continue for quite a while, and depending on where you have to go later, it's going to last probably for months and months. It's clear that they're going to keep this going as long as possible for whatever reason. That's beyond the scope of this video. But basically what I want to talk about, and again, I have several businesses, so I applied twice. I do know that one would likely get approved. It's just a question of when and how it's going to work. But this is really important because, again, we don't know how long this is going to take. And also, the interest rate is so low, you might as well just see where it goes. All right, so the process to apply is really, really simple. What we want to do is choose, for example, one of these. Now, I'm not giving anyone advice, financial advice. I'm not giving you legal advice or anything, so full disclosure. I'm just a guy working for a living who, again, is going to probably have some kind of substantial loss as a result of this. So with that said, I want to help as many people. With the fact that this can go on for months and months, if you have to travel, your job has probably been wiped out for the time being, or you're working in a remote state or whatever, again, you could be laid off. This is something that is likely on the table with a lot of IT firms. It's just that they're not going to disclose that until it's too late. All right, now, when it comes to the SBA, the Small Business Administration, I've had a previous loan with them, really easy to get set up and going. Depends on the lender you go through, I would assume. All right, so the first thing we want to do is read the requirements. Make sure that they apply. Now, what you want to do is choose one of these entities. So if you have an LLC, great. If you're an independent contractor, that's just fine as well. But basically, with that said, select whatever type of business is going to apply. Over here, if you're a sole proprietor or with or without employees, independent contractor, you can still apply. And also, too, again, depend on what type of business makes sense. Also here, make sure you read these. Again, basically, you probably won't be able to apply because you won't qualify if you select any of these. So basically, if you're into lobbying, if you're into being a member of Congress, you're probably not going to apply for this. But anyways, just read the requirements and apply honestly, right? The next thing is we want to be aware of whatever your business name is. And one thing to keep in mind, so for the purposes of this walkthrough, I've already been through it. I wanted to show you how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and put in just a legal name, trade name, okay, basically HP Consulting, let's say. And I should probably move so it's easy for me. Then here, you're going to put in your EIN or SSN. Of course, I'm not going to put in anything real, but again, whatever that EIN is. Now, if you have a business, you have a tax number, enter that. That is going to probably be more important than your social security number because, again, if you have a real business, that's what they really want to help. Okay, organization type. Select the type of company here. Again, LLC, etc. Now, are you a nonprofit or not? The answer would likely be no if you're into IT. And then, do you own a franchise, yes or no? Gross revenue. So what you want to do, I use actually QuickBooks Online, and I'm able to get this number really quick. So if your gross revenues for the last year since January 31st is, let's say, 266,000 or whatever, just say a number like that. Then the cost of goods that you sold. So for example, any kind of marketing you do, any kind of travel you have to do, this is a cost. So you want to figure out whatever that cost is. So let's say it's, I don't know, 35,000. Now this is for rentals, realtors, which I of course have experience around. I owned a management company for 10 years. So this, you definitely want to fill that out. If you have tenants that aren't paying rent, here's another good reason. A lot of you may be landlords. Okay, enter any information that makes sense here. Put in your address, whatever it is. And I'm just going to put in any address. Just put in Jacksonville, and then Florida, and then county. And I'm going to just enter, just whatever zip code, and then just put in a number, whatever that number is. And then over here, you want to put in your business email. Again, let me just put in, let's see, whatever. Again, I'm just going to fill in the blanks and then get you to the point where you can apply. Now, what was the date you established your business? So this is going to be basically, again, when you documented your business start. This is probably going to be what you put on your tax records, or the date you received, for example, your LLC paperwork. That's usually the date that you applied to start your business. So again, whatever that is, let's say, I don't know, 2009, I don't know. Oops. All right, so 0 to 20, and then say 2018. Okay, just as an example. Current ownership, same thing, and then again you just enter whenever that date is. Now here is where you want to put down the type of business. Now generally probably the best fit would be professional services, whether you do like IT consulting or training. But again, it could be educational services, whatever you do. I'm going to just let you figure that out. So if you're not into IT or anything similar, you figure out what makes sense as a business activity. And then over here, this is where you're going to nail it down a little bit more, like where it says professional services. Could be none of the above. Now, again, I didn't see a good fit here for me, but again, what I did is I put over here educational services, and then I could go ahead and put seminars, for example. And then number of employees. Now, this isn't very clear. Is it employees or is it 1099 contractors that you pay, for example, a corp to corp? Now, again, several people working along with me, put in whatever that number is. Okay, over here, you're going to put in your name, and again, information that is appropriate. Over here, put in your title, whatever that is, whatever you feel appropriate. Ownership percent. Now that's if you own the company 100%. If you own 50%, put that there. And then also to email, again, at, again, whatever email. Now put in your social security number here. And again, you're not going to put in anything real or anything. And then put in your date of birth. Again, I'm just going to put in, something that's, not real, of course. Place of birth, again, let's say, Massachusetts or whatever. U.S. citizen, yes or no. And then you put down your residential street again, whatever that is. Hello world. And then city, and then state, and then you put in, again, whatever zip code you want to add. Now, up here, there's one thing I forgot to show you. You have to select this. Is this business owned by another business entity? For example, is it under another entity? For example, I have one LLC, and then I have another entity listed under that corporation as well. So this is one thing you want to pay attention to. So yes or no. Once you select that, you proceed over. Now, this is where you're going to put in, does anyone help you? Now, you can select, I would like to be considered for an advance up to $10,000. Say yes or select no, whatever you want to do. Leave it blank for no or select yes for that. Then you enter your bank account name. Let's say you have Bank of America, and then you have an account number, whatever that is, 22222. I don't know, whatever the routing number is. And again, that's not a real routing number, but just for the fun of it. Then you hear certified. Make sure you read this. Make sure it looks good. And then over here, just also to make sure you just double check this. This should all likely be no, I would think. If you're receiving any kind of other federal loans, if you have criminal offenses, pay attention as well to that. And then just double check everything, and you should be good. So you can see over here, let me just make sure, no. And then you go next. So here is your summary here. And then you select I'm not a robot. And then you just select submit. Now, that's a fake application, probably not the best thing to do, just as a joke. And then here is the application number. So just as an example, it's really that simple. Now, you don't receive any kind of an email reply. You will receive some kind of contact, usually, from what I'm told, within 10 days. So with that said, I wish everybody luck. I wish you much success in the future. Let me know how it turns out. With that said, take care, carry on.